Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, I am in the garden. I just received a package in the mail and I'd like to show you what just came in. So if you'd like to see what I got in the mail today, stay tuned. I am in the cattle panel right next to my liquid fertilizer bucket and the flies are everywhere. They're so disgusting. Ugh. But that's not what I'm here to show you. Today I received this package in the mail and it says right here on the side of the package, handle with care, this side up. Well, it looked like somebody stepped on it and busted the top of it. So I have no idea how this is going to look. So let's take a look and see what I've got inside this box. I ordered a new tree a few weeks ago, and this is how it has come in. Pretty darn banged up. There's a hole in the box right here, and the top of the box looks like somebody stepped on it. Yeah, the box looks pretty banged up. So let's see what this looks like inside the box. All right. This is called, and I hope you guys can see. Let me see. Uh-oh. The bag appears to have been either opened or this is how they packaged it. The roots were wrapped in this, but it is no longer wrapped in that. It didn't get to me in the best of shape, but it looks like the roots are moist. They look wet. This is called I hope you guys can see, a tangy green TM urban apple. And it is bare root. It is still asleep. So I am going to get it in the pot because, yeah, I don't want these roots to dry out. I'm going to place these roots in some water while I get the container ready to put this tree in because it looks moist on some of the roots, but the bottom root portion doesn't look as moist. So I'm going to dip it in the liquid fertilizer container right here, and then I'm going to place it in my bucket of plain old rainwater. So I'm just dipping the roots in the fertilizer, and I'm going to go place this in the rainwater, and I'll be back. I don't want to let it sit in the goop juice full strength while I am trying to prepare the pot. So let me go get that. I hope you guys can see. I do apologize for the sun, but the sun is where the sun is, and I don't have a lot of area where I can place you guys. Now, this container has not contained a tree before. The only thing that was in this pot was some fava beans, some shallots, some roselle, and I think that's all that was in here. I'm going to go get my garden seat because it is really hot today. It rained for several hours early this morning, so it is very humid out here today, and the sun decided to come out much later than I thought it would. I didn't think the sun was going to come out at all today, but it did. So it's very hot out here. So I'm going to take this irrigation tubing and stick it off to the side. I'm going to turn this pot so that you all can actually see. Now, I do have some things growing in this pot outside of the shallots. Shallots looking real good. Look at that. I put one shallot in there, and I don't even know how many I have there. I'd have to count. I am seeing some roly-polies. Cannot stand those little things. Sorry about that, y'all. But when you have things like wood chips and breaking down leaves, you will ultimately have roly-polies in your pot because they like to eat that type of matter. So it's something you have to contend with. Now, I do have about 3 turnips that have seeded from the pot next to it in here. I'm going to try to leave those alone. They may get disturbed while I put the tree in here, but I am going to put that tree in here. Again, it is an apple tree, and I am working on learning more about my trees so that I don't continue to have mishaps. With me being in this house, this is my semi-permanent home for a while until I decide it's time to move. This is home. And so with that being said, my trees are where they're going to be, and this is the environment they're going to be growing in. So learning your environment, making sure that you're feeding and watering properly, especially if you have trees in a container like I do, it's important. And my trees have suffered due to environmental issues, due to moving, due to me overloving them with water. That's what's happened with my trees. And so I know that, and I am vowing to do better. Now that's a bare root tree. It hasn't opened. It hasn't woken up yet. Y'all, I'm seeing like roly-poly babies. It's driving me crazy. I do apologize. Let me get back to what I'm doing here. I have some fertilizer here. I'm just going to fertilize this container because it, like I said, it has been growing several different things. Now that's just chicken manure, azomite rock dust, and some Osmocote. It's all that I put in there. And my roselle that grew in here, it did drop seeds, but I don't see any roselle. It could just be early in the season. I don't think so. Uh-oh, I just killed a turnip baby. Let's see if I can put him back in there. He survived. I don't know. I'm not going to be really concerned about the turnip because I have so many beautiful worms in here. Hello. Hello. Yes. I have been putting my worm castings in my containers, y'all. So I am finding a lot of worms in my containers, and I'm excited about it. Look at that. My goodness. Okay, so I have mixed up the fertilizer in this soil. Like I said, this soil has grown roselle. It has grown fava beans. What else has it grown? Shallots. I think that's all it's grown. And so it has done its job. So I'm going to make a hole in the center of this container, and I'm going to have to really get in there because those roots need to go down a bit. I need to cover it up and make sure that it does not cover the graft. It does have a graft on it. This is like a patio peach kind of an apple tree. It's not going to get very tall or wide. I found it on Gurney's. They sent me catalogs. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I get several catalogs from Gurney's, and in one of those catalogs, it had that tree on special, and I thought, ooh, let me try it. I love apples. I have not been eating any apples lately. Just been kind of disappointed in what's going on in the world, so I haven't been eating any apples. So I want to have my own apple tree. Now that apple has been sitting in some rainwater. I did dump it in the liquid fertilizer. So let me go get that and get it in this pot. These roots look so much better now that they've been sitting in water. I hope you guys can see. You all, not you guys. I do apologize. I don't mean to offend anybody. But look at how beautiful they are when they've been sitting in water for a little bit. Look at that. I hope I'm doing right by this tree. So I'm going to get its roots down in here, trying not to bend them, trying to move that soil back some. Get them in there. There we go. Trying not to damage my shallots. Let me push this soil back over. There we go. And this is the graft line right here. You do not want to. Oh, I got a root sticking out. Hang on. Let me undo what I just did. Get that root in there. I didn't see him sticking up all the way in the back. Get on in there, baby. There we go. All right. You do not want to cover up that graft line. So there we go. It did not, of course, come with any soil. So I'm just trying to make sure that I am not doing too much because I could overlove a plant, y'all. That's part of my problem. I have earwigs in this pot as well as roly-poly, so I'm going to fix that problem in just a minute. I'm going to treat this soil because I don't want to deal with that. It's like a whole menagerie of animals. Oh, goodness. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I had some compost from out of the compost bin, and I'm just breaking up those clumps of compost, moving some of the leaves that I had that was shoved off into the corners and in the back. Now, what I'm going to do after it got so hot out here, I had to move my phone because it shut off. My phone got hot. Sorry about my shadow, but the tree has been planted and seeded in. Now I'm going to get some wood chip and fill in around it. But before I do that, I'm going to treat the soil for the roly-polies and the earwigs because I don't want those just hanging out in my pot thinking it is their own little smorgasbord. I hope you all can see. I use a Bonide Captain Jack's bug and slug killer. Takes care of a lot of different bugs. It's good around vegetables, fruit trees, citrus, berries, ornamentals, gardens, and in your greenhouse. It's non-commercial, effective up to 4 weeks. People and pets can enter the area after the product has been applied. So on the picture it says snails, cutworms, earwigs, slugs, blah, blah, blah. And they have a whole list of different other kind of creepy crawlies in a little leaflet on the back. So what I do is I just sprinkle it in. It doesn't sprinkle very well, so I literally have to open up the little top. It doesn't screw on well either. It's weird. The holes for sprinkling is all the way on the back side, and the holes for using the spoon is on the front when you tighten it up. So it does its own thing. So I just take it and pour it in my hand. Looks like just little bitty pellets. I hope you guys can see. And I just sprinkle it in like so around whatever is in the pot that it's possibly bothering, just like that. And then I'm just going to water this in and put some mulch on the top, keeping the mulch away from the bark of the tree. So let me get my rainwater and water this in. It was behind me, silly me. So I have my rainwater. I'm actually going to just kind of sprinkle all the way around. And again, I apologize for my shadow. I'm going to sprinkle all the way around, hitting those bug and slug pellets. Now I'm going to water in around my tree, just like so. Just like that. And this pot was relatively moist because it did rain a great deal today. So I didn't need to really do a whole lot of watering. I just basically did that to moisten up those pellets. Now let me get some wood chips. And that'll be it for this potting up of this beautiful tree. I do apologize for my neighbor's dog. I guess he's over there playing. So I have some more wood chip. I had to haul it from the garage to the backyard. And I'm just going to place wood chip in the container like so. Whew, that is all the outdoor gardening I'm going to do today. I've moved my gardening seat up under the cattle panel shade cloth because it is very hot today, very humid, and I am feeling it. I need to get inside, get some cool air and some cold water. It's not good to work in the heat. You get heat exhaustion very quickly, even when you don't think you are. So I want to thank you all for joining me in my very hot garden today. I will be moving my new tree into the orchard area. A whole bunch of birds just flew over on the fence, y'all. They're trying to get the seeds off of whatever is growing in my neighbor's yard that's like freaking 6 feet tall. I digress. Thank you for watching my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please think about doing so. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you don't like today's video, you might just like the next one. So hang tight and come on back. So I hope to see you again, either in my kitchen or my ever-growing food forest real soon. Bye for now, y'all, because I am melting away. And before I fall out, I better get inside and get something cold to drink. Bye for now.